everybody, my name is Manor and welcome back to Page Turners, which is our diverse book club for teens and young adults. Today we're going to be talking about the book Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. But before we get started, I'm going to list some content and trigger warnings for you right here. And I will say this review might contain some spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, now's your chance to click off the video. Okay, let's get into it. So, Emergency Contact focuses on our two protagonists, Penny Lee and Sam Becker. Penny is starting college and moving away from home and her mom, Celeste, whom she has some issues with, to say the least. Penny feels like her mom, Celeste, tries too hard to stay young and feels like she never really parented Penny during her childhood, which ultimately made her feel like she had to fend for herself when she was growing up. Sam, on the other hand, works at a coffee shop and lives above the coffee shop, and he is currently putting himself through school. He is making a documentary and he aspires to do this professionally one day. Penny and Sam end up meeting because Penny's college roommate Jude is actually Sam's niece, and the second that Penny meets Sam, she instantly has a crush on him, and they're literally wearing the same exact outfit down to the shoes. Sam's world kind of gets turned upside down when he finds out that his ex-girlfriend Lorraine is pregnant. He ends up having a panic attack in the middle of the street and actually ends up passing out as a result of that. Penny ends up stumbling upon Sam because she sees him from across the way, and she takes him back to his apartment and takes care of him until he feels better. They both end up exchanging numbers to be each other's emergency contact, and they mostly communicate via text throughout the whole book, which was something that I really enjoyed about this book, and I thought it was a really nice spin on your typical YA novel. Sam also has a complicated relationship with his mom, just like Penny. In the book, he ends up visiting his mom, whose name is Brandy Rose, to make amends to see if they can maybe try to repair their relationship. It doesn't really go very well. It seems like Brandy Rose doesn't really want to make amends, and in turn actually ends up calling Sam selfish for not letting her use his name to open up credit cards and ruin his credit, and she ends up actually blaming him for almost losing her house. Penny's mom, on the flip side, ends up getting hospitalized, and that freaks Penny out. So Sam actually ends up driving Penny down to see her mom at the hospital, but once Penny finds out the reason why her mom is hospitalized, she gets really upset and leaves without seeing her. So Penny and Sam end up finally becoming in real life friends, even though they do still text and talk on the phone. Penny and Sam end up talking about the damaging things that have happened to them during their childhood and kind of get close because of that. And Penny ends up actually confiding in Sam that her French tutor back in high school ended up R-wording her. Later on, we do see Penny and Celeste have an overdue confrontation about the feelings that they've been dancing around the entire book, and it's really nice to see them start to repair their relationship. This book is kind of a slow burn storyline where it takes the characters a really long time to admit that they like each other and act on their feelings. And when I tell you they took a long time, trust me, they took a long time, but it was so worth it when it finally happens. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I was actually kind of surprised I liked it as much as I did. I'm not sure why. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it did take me by surprise. I didn't mention this earlier, but there is a quote in the book that I really liked, and this was said by Penny's fiction writing professor, J.A. Hansen. Create diverse characters because you can, especially ones that aren't easy to write. A character that scares you is worth exploring. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like that's just such a beautiful quote, and I felt the need to share it. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, this book does talk about some really heavy topics, so if you do end up picking up this book, please take care of yourself and prepare yourselves accordingly. That being said, I hope y'all consider picking up this book, and I hope you love it as much as I did, and we'll see you next time.